What's going on, y'all? Today we're going to talk about the Shield Hero. I almost said my hero. Shield Hero, the new episode, talks about Raphtalia's past. So let's just get to it. Raphtalia comes back to her senses and she's over there holding the sword towards Edol. And now for me talks to her and basically talks her out of killing him. And then he tries to attack her. And she stabs him with the mana sword, and he tries to attack her again, and he then falls out the window. Yeah. And so they just think he's dead, and so they kind of go on with their business.
As Naofumi and the party start entering into the prison, we start seeing a flashback of Raphtalia's past in her demi-human town. Whereas after the wave, and they talk about wanting to rebuild, and then you even see the soldiers coming. The demi-humans think they're coming to rescue them, for support, but it turns out they're actually coming to capture the kids and to take them as prisoners. Then as we see Raphtalia and Rifana holding hands, getting ready to enter the prison, it transfers back to modern day where Raphtalia is holding the gate. And I thought that was really cool seeing how they continue to go back and forth between the past into the present based off of where they're at. You know, Raphtalia's things that are triggering memories that probably have been blocked out for a while.
And she has a lot of not hate, but a lot of built up emotion built up inside of her all those years. And you see towards the certain part where she's sees Rifana's bones, where she kind of just unleashes it, and she's kind of like, you know, I don't deserve to have y'all as companions. I don't deserve y'all's relationship and anything. And then Naofumi comes and supports her and says, look, if it wasn't for you, I would not have lasted as long as I did. I would not have met Melty, you, or Philo, and all these things would not have come together as they should. So he was just comforting her during that time.
And as they were saying that, and even Kill was trying to support her, saying, yeah, but if you wouldn't have come back, I'd still be in prison. I might have died by now. Remembering the first episode where the slave trader did say, she was tortured. And as everybody's walking through the prison, we're seeing Raphtalia's memories. But now for me, he's like, I know what's going on here. I know what's happening here. He sees the chains that were holding slaves, and he probably remembered in that moment what the slave trader said, that the previous owner enjoyed torturing his slaves. One of the saddest scenes in this episode was when the girls were getting tortured, and then also when we see the bones for the first time. It was really good story writing to have something mentioned in the first episode that applies like 10, 11, 12 episodes down the road.
I think that Lord guy was a punk, man. He has no sympathy whatsoever. I mean, Naofumi said, like, the way the place was set up, he said, I know exactly. I can just imagine how this is playing out, like, in my head right now. And then you see the scene where the guy's just whipping him, and then they're in chains, and I was just like, man, they're really going through it. And then they're getting sick. You hear Rafina get sick, and then you hear Raphtalia get sick, and then they get separated, and then they just
Edol's he's like a child. At first he's begging for mercy, and then when Raphtalia gives it to him, he decides to attack, right? And then we see him back in the day. He just wants to hear, for some reason, he enjoys hearing people scream. He enjoys torturing people. Yeah. And it's just like, he's just a child. He doesn't understand that he's hurting other people, and if he does understand it, then he's like a psychopath. He's just insane.
He's worse than mine, and that's saying something. Mine's
that's a good point. One thing that Rifana kept mentioning is that she wanted to go back to her hometown. She wanted to go back and see the flag that represented the demi-humans' independence, that represented their freedom. And throughout the episode, we see two flags. We see the flag that represents their freedom. We also see the flag that has the symbol on it from the Church of the Three Heroes. And one, for the demi-humans, one represents prison, one represents this torture, and the other one represents this freedom. I just think that's interesting that the one that represents freedom has what looks like a shield on it, and which makes sense too, because throughout the whole series, we've heard that the demi-humans love the shield hero, and the shield hero treats the demi-humans
It's
well.
so weird, man. It's like so much irony in this movie, like this show, because like the people that are calling, like I've said this whole series, a lot of people that are the bad guys are calling the good guy, mainly now for me, the devil or like something evil.
Yeah.
And then it's like the people who are like lowly and like or poor or whatever, who are looking up to this guy as like a leader, a good leader, and they're hearing all this legend about him, like he's gonna be the best, like greatest hero ever. And then just everybody just wants to see that, you know.
Throughout the episode, we kept seeing Melty looked sad. You know, she's feeling empathetic for people, but also broken to see what is behind the curtains of her kingdom. Van also mentioned this is all over Melromark. This isn't just here. And then Melty remembers what her mom told her about the mission that she was supposed to go on, to unite the country, you know, unite the shield hero with the king. And also this is part of that, you know, uniting everybody and not just having, you know, just these slaves to be abused like that.
It's weird because it sounds like she didn't know about any of this stuff that was going on.
Yeah.
She was like completely ignorant of it, like no throwing shots at her at all, but like she just had no idea that there was any division going on between the king and the heroes, like. And so she was really, I mean, when it first happened, she was really shocked. And then you find out in this episode that she's kind of like, almost like, I had no idea, like, you know.
Another thing that I just thought of right now, which don't know if it means anything or whatnot, but we've seen mine use the fire magic, and now we've also seen Melty use water magic. And water normally has to do with representing healing, and Melty was, you know, we saw her heal Van and heal some of the demi-humans. So it's kind of like maybe mine's destroying the country, but Melty's here to heal the country.
You can, I mean, tell her in her powers. Like she's healing the people all the time. I mean, her and now for me. I just think that's ironic. You know, like they're the only ones that have that kind of ability.
As they leave the prison, we see that Edol is actually still alive, and he's kneeling down in front of this huge monument and holding his cross up there, you know, asking the God to give him power or something, release the whatever was in there. And then Van says there was a beast was actually sealed there years ago, and we see it come out. It looks like a Tyrannosaurus Rex to me. And right after that,
he gets killed.
Squash.
I mean, the irony.
Going forward to next week, Naofumi and his crew are gonna have to actually fight against this thing while protecting the demi-humans that are there, and probably protecting the soldiers too, because none of the soldiers in Melromark seem to be able to do any good fighting.
Speculating here, how much trouble he had in the waves with that newcomer, that new enemy that faced in the waves. I'm just assuming that they're gonna have a lot more trouble because this enemy looks to be armored, and of course like 3 times bigger. You know, I'm just thinking, you know, the bigger they are, the harder they punch, you know, but also the harder they fall. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, I guess. Thank y'all for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts, your theories. With that said, I'm Devin.
Noah.
And we'll see y'all next time.